联络到他雅之后，我们才知道原来他将近60岁的父亲花了5天送他离开乌克兰，然后又自己回到基辅提枪上战场。自从俄罗斯入侵乌克兰之后呢，我们就联络了我们所有的乌克兰朋友，想确认他们是不是安全的。但是有其中一位，我们花了1个星期的时间才联络到，他就是之前有在我们影片里面出现的他雅，他也是乌克兰的 YouTuber。联络到他雅之后，我们才知道原来他将近60岁的父亲花了5天送他离开乌克兰，然后又自己回到基辅提枪上战场。因为有太多事情发生了，所以他雅才没有时间回我们讯息。我们一起来听听他的故事。
Hello, Taya. Yeah, so it's
Hi.
It's good to see you here, and we guess it's a very hard moment for you, and you have been through so many things during the last 2 weeks. So we would like to thank you for sharing your personal stories with us so we can know the situation better.
Thank you for inviting. I'm happy to share, to actually share the correct information, because there's so much information everywhere about Ukraine, as if it's a new trend to support Ukraine, you know.
Before 24th of February, did you think it was possible for Russia to really invade Ukraine?
Honestly, myself, I didn't believe it. I thought that is, hype story about the war that Russia is going to attack. I thought this is not possible in 21st century. Like, if the whole world know that the country is going to invade, so they might do something before, right? But I was wrong, and that happened.
So when Russia really invaded Ukraine, what was the first reaction of people around you? What was your first reaction?
Well, it was very early morning, around 5 a.m. as if I remember. I heard actually bomb, and it wasn't very loud, but it was like, kind of fireworks sound. So, first thought in my mind, well, is it like war? And I was like kind of making joke in my head, but then yes, it turned out to be that it is a war, and people around me, they are all scared. And the first day it was more or less okay, because it's just started, so no one believed what will be next. And then every other day, second and third day, everyone was waking up, reading the news and thinking that it's going to finish and end soon, but it's still going on. So
you decided to leave Kiev after a few days, and what was the situation on that day?
I left Kiev after 2 or 3 days. There, one of the main aims was to get Kiev. Hopefully for me, I live in the area where it was safe back then. Now the whole Kiev, I think, is not safe. Yeah, I slept one night in a shelter. It was downstairs of the building, so it's not like a super, good bomb shelter that is very, very good constructed. It has everything. It's kind of like a dusty place, dusty room that no one used for so many years. People also used subway as a shelter to sleep. People try to educate themselves what to do, where to go in case of the air attack or something like that.
And then you decided to leave Kiev, and from what we know, it took you like 5 days to get from Kiev to Poland. So how was the way? I mean, what was the biggest challenge you had to deal with on your way to Poland?
I'm not a person who likes to travel a lot by car and by bus because it makes me, nauseous and but I didn't have any choice because the train, there are free trains right now from dangerous cities, but they are all stuck. You can just stand 8 hours in a train because there's no place to sit. So hopefully my family has a car, and my dad drove me to the border, like to the west of Ukraine, and then from there I took a bus to cross the border to Poland. So it was more or less comfortable. I do not say that it was bad, but you can't really sleep and you can't concentrate during this time. In regular days, I think that would be very tiring to drive like 7 hours a day or something. But in these times, you're like seeing as the time flies, and you don't take it as some big challenge for yourself. When you are in such situation, you think about not convenience. You just didn't have any other choice, and hopefully I did it then, because now it's more and more people are realizing they have to go out of the country. There are some points on the Polish border that people were waiting 3 days in a car just to cross the border. In my way, a bus was the best because it took me maybe 9 or 8 hours of waiting on a bus, and this is considered pretty fast.
How can other people help Ukraine abroad?
So foreigners can firstly donate to Ukrainian army. There are a lot of other organizations that need donations. I'm talking about official one because I think they're starting to be scam organizations or people who are making money out of it. Foreigners can also apply for Ukrainian army, so they can join. Yes.
And actually, I think there are some Taiwanese that are interested in join Ukrainian army.
I've heard also about some Japanese joining.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
that's true.
Wow.
You probably know that recently there are many information, not always true. There are some fake news, and maybe you've heard about some of them. Is there any that you would like to clarify?
But for example, the latest one that I've heard, there's Irpin, it's such a city in Kiev suburbs, and this city is totally destroyed, like 100%. It's dangerous. So in this town, people were hiding from air attack under the bridge, and there is a photo. The bridge is also almost destroyed, not very reliable, and lots of people are under the bridge. Russians take this photo and say these are people in Mariupol, it's in eastern Ukraine, and they are hiding because Ukrainians trying to shoot them. And such propaganda, it's hard to notice, because I know that it's true, because I can understand the soldiers, their marks, and our news try to be real about this, but Russian news, I know they try to do a lot of such fake stuff. So I would not trust their news. I'm not saying ours is 100% clear, but they also do a lot of news for us to hate all the Russians. However, they are more reliable than the Russian one.
Actually, we have one Russian friend who is very actively preparing some protests in St. Petersburg, and and we are kind of afraid of, worried about her, because we wrote her a message a few days ago and she didn't reply, and we are afraid that something has happened.
Maybe the police arrest her?
You have all the rights to worry, because I know that in Russia they hide this truth, and you will go to jail if you say there's war in Ukraine. You can go to jail for up to 15 years. I think if you kill someone, you even can go to jail for less years than if it's connected to Ukraine and you say something that is different from their point of view. I'm also scared for Russian, like how you're going to live, because I have relatives in Russia and in Belarus, and most people, of course, they don't want war.
So do you have any message to our audience?
I'm kinda, frustrated to say that, but still, because of this, the whole world find out about Ukraine, and I hope you can come to visit Ukraine when things calm down, because I think it's a nice country and there's a lot of things to see. I hope your subscribers, you guys can enjoy the time